we're done.
All right. Hey, well, welcome back. Episode 6 of Police Are Good People Too. We're very pleased today to have Don, who we didn't really know that well until we started actually our web channel here. And then Don approached us after a brief gathering here, and he told us how he was involved in raising funds. So Don, why don't you go ahead and tell the audience what exactly you do for the officers?
All right. Well, I've been promoted up to the A-Lodge Vice President now. I obviously started as a trustee. Been coming out here for 20-some years with Goose, Dwayne. Everybody out here calls him Goose. I didn't know what they were talking about when I first heard Goose. At any rate, that was his on-the-job name. I do all this for him because he's like, we're family. I raffle guns off every month, and I try to earn $500 per gun. And that money we use if the officers get hurt, to help meet the match of the number 7 lodge. Like they'll say, we want to give $1,500 to so-and-so, and I'll say, I'll make a motion to match that.
Don, how big is the RA Lodge, nationally ranked?
RA Lodge is the biggest one in the United States. We have right around 450 members, give or take. That's amazing.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, because you're talking about New York, Chicago, Texas. We're the biggest A Lodge in the United States.
That's wonderful. And you use some of the funds you raise from raffling off the guns for some of the officers that have been injured on the job or are struggling a little bit too. That's the primary focus.
Yeah, well, I've raised I got $8,000 last year, and the year before I raised like $7,000. So that enables the A Lodge to do more things. That's a pretty big fundraiser, just one person.
That's remarkable. Yeah. It's wonderful you do that.
I try to give back. Like I said, Dwayne, I've known him since I was a kid. When I was, his mom and dad lived next door to my grandparents, and they were always Uncle Joe and Aunt Dolores. I didn't know no different till I was in probably my teens, And I remember right after Dwayne got on the force, he was a rookie, he got shot. It's like, oh my God. But he's okay, made everything all right. But when I was 7, he became a policeman, and it's like, oh, this is my superhero. Are you kidding me? And
hey, look at this. Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil. Here he is.
Hey, Goose, why don't you come on in?
How you doing, buddy?
Oh my God, there's the camera. There, say hi to everybody right there. Hey, this is Don's hero, I guess.
Yes,
is a nice word.
Yeah, we're like brothers. This man's like one of the last of the Mohicans. If I was to break down in California, he'd say, "Well, it's going to take me a little bit to get there, but I'll be there." To get you going. Like I said, I was 7. He'd take me for a ride in a cruiser. It's like, are you kidding me? Let me blow the siren, and the neighbors called the police on me for firing his siren off. And what'd you tell him?
I stopped at his house, his grandma and grandpa's house. Everybody was out there playing. I stopped in the cruiser, said hey to him, got him in the car, showing him these kids are interested in all the paraphernalia, the cruiser, where I had a radio and a gun and all that, and a siren. So we played with the siren a little bit, and that's when Mike went down the road. I went, Paul, car 6, yeah. I'm at Alabama. You got any problem going on out there? No, I was just schmoozing the neighborhood kids.
Okay. They call that community policing today. Yeah. See, you could have been a scholar at that. Yeah. So it's wonderful to hear. That's how you guys built your relationship.
Yeah, we've been
just from that and
inseparable ever since.
And you took a liking to.
And that's the reason I come out here for him, and I do all this for him and for the lodge and for the guys, and just my way of giving back to the community.
Well, that's a great story. How it started when you were 7 years old.
Yeah.
This policeman came your neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, his parents lived next door to my grandparents.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of my childhood weekends and all summer there.
Thank you guys very much for taking the time to spend with us.
My pleasure.
It's wonderful.
Now we know where Goose came from.
Yeah, we know where Goose came from. All right, thanks guys. All right, welcome back everybody. We're here for episode 7, and we're going to go off the beaten path here a little bit. This is John. He's got a funny story, being it with just the 4th of July and everything, and he shared his story with us. John, why don't you go ahead and tell the audience what happened around the 4th, well, on the 4th of July, right?
It was on the 4th of July, yeah. We were working a patrol car over on the east side of Akron. we had come up a side street and we came around to the major intersection there of 5th and Inman Avenue, and just as we were around the corner, we saw a carload of teenagers, and they had just lit off a Roman candle. The guy in the back seat had lit up and was having it hang out the car. Of course, at that time fireworks were still illegal around here. And as soon as he saw us, he pulled the Roman candle back inside the car, and the flaming balls started shooting all over inside the car. And they went about a half a block and had to pull over because the car caught on fire inside. So it was hard not to laugh as we called the fire department to come put out their car because their car got on fire.
Did they all take off?
Oh, they all bailed out, but they stuck around. So
Yeah.
we didn't have a heart to give them a citation for fireworks after they burned up their car.
Give him a glass of water.
Oh,
Yeah.
funny! Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
And it's funny because we were talking a little bit, and Mike and I, we came on the course the same time, and I was on one shift. Mike initially was on another shift, so I ended up working on John's shift one night. We ended up being partners. You came on significantly before me.
77. I
Yeah,
came on,
yeah, 7 years before me, but we ended up in the same police car. And while we're talking during the shift, he says, hey, Paul, do you have any law enforcement experience and like that before you come on the job? Well, Mike and I worked for security at a local department store, and we got to know a lot of the police officers there. That was about the extent of it, though. And I told him, well, one night I was coming home from college, and I was at an intersection there where there was a Dairy Mart, little convenience store, and I was coming up to the red light, and I saw 3 or 4 guys run in front of my car with long weapons. And I said, oh my goodness. And then they took off right in front of me, went over there, and I was just a kid, 20 years old or whatever. And I saw the Dairy Mart clerk come out, and she's looking around, and I said, oh, they just robbed the place, no doubt about that. So I pulled up to the light, I turned, and here they come out of the alley, and they pull right next to me. And I said, don't even look over there. Don't even look.
Don't look.
So and they were casual. They didn't speed through the red light or anything. And I went down, they went around me, and I turned off and then turned around. I watched I got a good description of the car. I was telling John this that night, and they continued down the street. I turned around, I flagged a police officer down who was zooming up to the call, and I said, hey, did that just get robbed? And he said, yeah. I gave him a description of the car and everything. And I told John about it, and John said, was it this kind of why don't you tell the rest of the story?
Yeah, it was a light colored car, and then
Yeah.
like I said, after they had hit that place, they went up to Talmadge Avenue and hit another Dairy Mart. And like I said, so everybody was headed up north, go up on Talmadge Avenue. Like I said, and a partner that had trained me, he told me, he said that, whenever they go like that, he goes, go the opposite direction because they're going to double back. And so we came back and went down Glenwood Avenue, and as we were approaching Howard Street, we saw the car going down Howard Street. My partner and I went in and followed it down there right off of Howard Street and pulled them over, and they had the gun and the money, everything in the car.
All the evidence?
Yeah, everything right
On
there.
the same call, he arrested the people that I observed robbed the Dairy Mart long before I was even a police officer. Just a small world, we're just ended up working together when I compare notes, and that's what's here. So just a little funny story we thought we'd share with the audience, and thanks a lot, John.
No problem.
Yeah, the fireworks stories.
Fireworks was